video cam stand at Minnesota?
It's he does a great job too. Hey. Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Yes.
Y'all ready to get down?
Yes.
Do you know the reason I do these classes is so I won't forget?
Yeah. Helps me remember though too.
And it's real important to remember that you don't have to believe it. 'Cause I'm going to talk some deep stuff today. And we're going to be on page 633 if you got the book. I got some loaner books over here.
No.
Oh.
And it looks like things are getting so intense in my life that it's more important than ever to remember the truth. How things going in yours?
Oh, shit.
Are you having an experience right now
Yeah.
that it seems like it's really important for you to remember the truth about
Yes.
you more than ever before?
More than ever.
Like everything is speeding up and intensifying.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, how would you like to be able to go through whatever you're about to go through and that you go through right now without ever losing your peace? Would that be
Yes.
a worthwhile goal?
That would be a worthwhile
All right,
goal.
and would you be willing to be wrong
Oh yeah.
in order for you to have what you want?
Yes.
Are you willing to be wrong
Yeah.
in order to have what you want?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you willing to be wrong
Yeah.
about the way you're seeing things in order to have what you want? Okay. Then every sentence in the Course in Miracles is a universal law. And on page 633, we're doing this section called The Truth Behind Illusions, and I'm going to show you how that works. It's a rule of thought that you can use that would allow you to go beyond anything that's causing you conflict right now.
Right.
Okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
And but what the Course in Miracles does, which is kind of like a trip compared to other spiritual books, is that it tells you exactly what you're doing incorrectly first, and then it tells you how to go past it. So it's a book that allows us to look at the shadow. It's a book that allows us to look at those aspects of ourselves that we tend not to want to look at,
Yeah.
so that we can release it.
Yeah.
Like let me show you what I mean. The very first sentence says, "You will attack." What does not satisfy. Now let me get that. That's a law. I said it again. You will attack what doesn't satisfy you. What doesn't satisfy you, you will attack. What you don't like, which is the same as what doesn't satisfy me, I will attack. Any of you see why there's so much attack? Based on what the Course just said. If you will attack what doesn't satisfy you, all of a sudden you're seeing why there's so much anger and attack in the world, because it's full of people who are not satisfied. So if you got a whole lot of people that's not satisfied, it's going to be some attack going on. It's going to be some anger going on. And then it goes on to say, now here's the trick about attack though. He says, when you attack something that doesn't satisfy you, you don't realize is you that made it up.
That's a bummer right there.
The purpose of attacking what doesn't satisfy you is to keep you from recognizing you are the one that's making it up that you don't satisfy you and you're not satisfied. In other words, I'm angry because I think you didn't satisfy me, but the truth is I'm the one who's making up my dissatisfaction. I'm the one who's keeping myself dissatisfied. I'm the one that's keeping myself dissatisfied. But I'll attack you when you don't satisfy me, so I don't see that I'm the one that's keeping myself unsatisfied. So every time you attack somebody, it's you trying to fool yourself about it's you that's the reason you're dissatisfied. I don't like that. Sometimes when I hear the truth, I don't like it. I don't always like what I tell y'all. Do you always like what you hear?
No.
Would you mind cutting that light on over there for me? It should cut on that one.
It's there.
Okay. I'll say it again, because it's not about how fast you go. If I don't give a 1 point made for me today, I've won. So I don't care how fast we go. I don't have any speed thing on me. I'll say it again. You will attack what doesn't satisfy you. You're going to try to hurt what doesn't satisfy you. A person is going to try to hurt what doesn't satisfy them. But when they attack what doesn't satisfy them, it keeps them from recognizing they're the one that's making it up. You're the one that's making it up. So if you're dissatisfied right now, you are making it up. You are making it up. You're making it up. You're making it up. I'm making it up. I'm not satisfied. I'm making it up. So then he says, you always fight. I like how the chorus reads because it'll say stuff really interesting when you just read it slow. Like it says, you always fight. Illusions. So an illusion is a false idea that you have about yourself or something. An illusion is a false idea or something that doesn't last. So another way of putting it is, you're always fighting something that doesn't last. You're always fighting a false idea. Let's say I have a false idea that I'm not worthy of love. Then I spend my whole life fighting that idea. I'm fighting that idea that I'm not worthy. I'm fighting that idea that I need love. I'm fighting that idea that I'm broke. He says you always fight false ideas. So everything that you're working to overcome that you think is wrong with you, the mere fact that you're fighting it means it's not true. You fighting your weakness, it means it must not be true. You fighting your jealousy, it means it must not be true. You fighting your lack, it means it must not be true. Whatever you're fighting is something that's not true.
Wow.
So you're always fighting illusions. That's what he just told you. You know something? You're always fighting things that are not true.
Waste of energy.
I'm lonely. I'm fighting my loneliness. It must not be true.
So anything you fight against is an illusion?
Anything that you fight against is a false idea that you are focusing on to hide from yourself that it's you that's making you unhappy. Everything you're upset about is just the thing you're using to keep from owning the fact that you're the one that's making you unhappy. Every single thing we're upset about, every single thing we're working on, every single thing we're upset with somebody for, it's just the way we're trying to hide from ourselves that we're doing it to ourselves. You're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. I'm doing it to myself. You're doing it to yourself. I'm doing it to myself. I don't want to hear that when I want to blame somebody. I don't want to hear that when I want to blame you for what I'm going through. So I know what I'm saying won't be popular to the few when it concerns the person you got a grievance with right now. If you got a grievance with somebody right now, that's probably the part of your mind doesn't like what I'm saying right now.
What about if you're fighting with yourself?
Same thing. Then it means that you got false ideas about yourself. And you fighting all that's what I was saying earlier. We're so busy trying to become these good people. Why would we be trying so hard to be good, loving people unless we thought we weren't at some level? So it's like everything that you're fighting, the book is saying you always fight illusions, but you're fighting it so that you won't see that you're the one that's keeping yourself unsatisfied. Now, if it's the truth, then the next sentence says, for the truth, I'm going to do the Course in Miracles book, so it might be hard to stay conscious. Okay. I know it's a Course in Miracles class, and I'm gonna do the Course in Miracles. So it really might be hard to be conscious because this is really deep. It says, "For the truth behind your illusions is so lovely, and so still in loving gentleness. Were you aware of the truth behind your illusions, you would forget defensiveness entirely, and you would rush to its embrace." So if you were seeing me truly, you would be rushing to my embrace. If I was seeing you truly, I'd be rushing to your embrace. So the truth behind the fear is so powerful that if I was to see the truth behind the fear, I would rush to your embrace without being defensive at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Earl,
Mm-hmm.
is it illusion, is that disappointment and hurt as well?
Yes. But it doesn't mean you don't feel it. And it doesn't mean that you don't like the way it feels. So I'm not saying that you don't have feelings of disappointment. I'm just saying that feelings of disappointment are not real simply because there is no such thing as an eternal feeling of disappointment. There's no such thing as a feeling of disappointment that lasts forever. You follow what I'm saying? So when the Course says something is eternal, it just means that it's permanent and it never ends. And when it says something is an illusion, it's just saying at some point it ceases to exist. Like your body. That's how you know your body is an illusion. Your body is an illusion because your body doesn't exist forever. How do you know your car is an illusion? Because you have to change the oil. You have to maintain it. You have to make sure it's all in order. If it's real, it doesn't require maintenance. If it's real, it's completely harmonious and easy and done. If it's an illusion, you have to work real hard to get it going, keep it going. That's why we work so hard, because we're constantly trying to maintain ideas that are not real. And the main idea that's not real is the idea that you're on your own without God. And so you got to take care of yourself. That's the main idea that keeps all the false ideas going. Wow. Okay, then it says, see how the slow course is deadly course. If you notice that I'm going real slow, see how deadly it is. That's why people like to try to speed through it, because they know they won't understand what they read, so they won't get offended. It's like it's hard to get upset about something you don't know what the hell you just read. But somebody said slow, like, let me say it slow again. I put it in the first tense because that's where I read the course. I learned that the best way for me to get out of denial, since the course was telling the truth about my mind, was for me to read the whole book in the first person and just look at it as my true confession. So instead of fighting it, I just see it as my true confession. When it says, I will attack what doesn't satisfy me so that I won't see that I made it up. I'm always fighting illusions and things that's not true. And the truth behind all my false ideas is so beautiful and so cool. If I was to see it, I would rush to it instead of defending against it. That's the truth about me. Notice how I'm just saying it. I'm not analyzing it. I'm not trying to say what's true about it. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm just confessing. That's what it means to go to the confessional. It just means to tell the truth about what you're doing to yourself without blaming anybody else for it, and then pretending that that's beyond your ability to understand what I just said. Because you know you understand what I just said. Nobody's doing anything to you. I'm not doing anything to you. You're not doing anything to me. That person you're mad at didn't do nothing to you. What do you mean? What about that person that broke into